gentlemen and ladies, I'm going to start that song over. Self-pity, not Lucifer. The person, he calls himself. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got some things. We're not talking about no great deals at no Best Buy, okay? I'm downloading the program. Hey, he cute, ain't he? No, he ain't. He's ugly looking. Big head, small body. No, a lot of people who look like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, no thank you. See, no thanks. Got a little bit to talk about today because there's a little bit to talk about. So, what we do with this is we click that. Got to click the all button because we wanted to do a whole check on the whole system. So we click all, and we don't run it now because we got too many things going on, y'all. Okay? It says downloading in progress. I don't want no progress downloading. Let's see, we're going to go to this one. Okay, we have to go here. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. No, not Ritz. I've been doing some research, so as you can see, we need to go to the actual codes that we were just discussing. For instance, the land patent and things like that we were discussing with you. As I told you, many people are looking for people like me to do the research for them and then to show them where everything is. Ladies and gentlemen, life don't work like that. I just had a judge tell a person that they couldn't use the Social Security Administration 445 form. He said because they didn't state any statutory authority for using the 445 form. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. I got to pull up that 445 form, so give me a second. Come on now. Hurry up now. Open. Authorization, authorization. This form right here. Not this form. The next form. This one right here. Let's take a look at it. He said the form the person put in didn't have any statutory authority. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your motherfucking statutory authority. Okay, that's your statutory authority. Now, wait, hold on. You see how I highlighted this? That's your statutory authority. Okay, wait, don't just stop there. I also put in the GN. Well, we'll make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see because we know some of y'all can't see like you used to be able to see. We put GN space 00506.110. Now, you don't have to use this, but reviewing evidence in a fee-for-service application. How the Social Security, it reviews the evidence, and then I just put in the whole junk that they had there, and then I edited it so it fits on my document. And I put it in a reduced font. Why? Because I knew it would cover the reason for them doing this. And it lists statutes, people. So the judge said that the person failed to list the statutory authority. No, we don't have to list the statutory authority, you idiot, you moron. You are the student of law. You are supposed to be the legal authority. Remember, moron, you are a learned individual. You are supposed to know more than everybody else, and that's why you make decisions, because you know more. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So I reminded them about the ignorance of the law and how it's not my job to tell him the law. It's not my job. It never was my job to tell him or send him some statutory authority. There's no code that says I have to state the statutory authority. There's only that junk known as case law. Sorry, I got to make sure. Yeah, I disconnected it because I messed with the phone. I ain't supposed to be messing with my tethering, y'all. So let's get you out of here. Get out of here. Okay, it's gone. Now we get rid of this because I don't need that. And we relax. Why do we need to relax? Because I need to show you all something. We talked a little bit, not show you that. Get out of here. We talked about it. Oh, shake it down. Y'all know this song by Freddie? Freddie and the Matronics? Y'all know Freddie and the Matronics, huh? Huh? Y'all know. Freddie and the Matronics translates into Gregory Abbott. From so far across the flow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were helping, got to make sure I get to the right point because I'm using two different, well, as you just saw, 3 different internet browsers. So that's the second one. Let's go to the first one. We're back here to the treasury.gov, and all you have to do is type in your computer legal tender status. That's all you got to type in. The very first one is going to be the Treasury website until this video gets up, and then they're going to move it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you want to just copy this paragraph right here. Federal Reserve notes are not redeemable. Then stop. Get rid of all the other junk. And then you get rid of this right here. Delete that. ... That's all you do is put 3 dots. Federal Reserve notes are not redeemable, ... and receive no backing by anything. This has been the case since 1933. The notes have no value for themselves. And then you put a period. Well, ... period. We don't care about the other wording because the other wording doesn't matter. Now remember, I was doing the video yesterday and somebody called and I ended up ending the video because it was going too long anyway. So I was supposed to take you here. This is 12 USC 411. Can I get some information? Not here, you can't. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 USC, US code 411. Issuance of reserve banks, or issuance to reserve banks, nature of obligation. Obligation, Espanol, obligation. Anyway, and redemption. Redemption! Oh God, I remember that movie, Shawshank. No, Shawshank. No, Tookie Williams redemption, you moron. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He always interferes with the conversation, thinks he can outthink me, thinks he knows what I'm talking about, like some of you, and have no clue. Okay? No Shawshank redemption. Tookie Williams redemption. Y'all need to watch the Tookie Williams redemption story. If y'all ain't seen it, YouTube it. Tookie Williams redemption story. We gonna go there. No, shut up. We gonna go there. My video, my time, I brought it up so I get to show you the Tookie Williams redemption story and let you see what Arnold Schwarzenegger, excuse me, Arnold Schwartz black man did to him. Okay, T. Let's see. Tookie Williams redemption. Full movie. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't seen this movie starring Jamie, I'm as gay as I could possibly be, Fox. I'm sorry, did I say that? Oh God, he's gonna roast me. Anyway, very good show, people. And Jamie Foxx, I actually like the young man's acting. Okay? Tookie Williams story. Take a look at the Tookie Williams story. I promise you, you'll appreciate it. If you ain't appreciated nothing, you're gonna appreciate it. Wait, let's let Jamie talk for a second. Okay? He ain't gonna talk for the full minute and 14 seconds. Okay? Now, I've already showed you guys when you're on YouTube and you got these commercials and you don't want to see the commercial before the video, you just simply hit the forward button and then go back. You just hit the forward button, then hit the back button, and it'll start your movie. Okay?
Let's suppose that
see, watch this. See, this Wix stuff, ain't nobody asked for no Wix. I'm not on no welfare. Okay? This is all you gotta do. Go forward, come back, and your movie plays. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bobby Saga, otherwise known as...
EEON'S 5 coming out at the same time. This a mistake?
Oh man, I'm sorry, I messed up. Wasn't trying to go there. I was trying to make sure I had the volume turned all the way up. Okay, I gotta unplug my speaker. It was playing through the speaker, so I apologize for that.
So we got EEON'S 5 coming out at the same time. This a mistake?
Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this right here,
Be a mistake, sir.
I joke not with you. I had this experience in 1999 on several occasions where they tried to set me up. It happens all the time. Okay, so the story ain't so far off base.
Got to. Gang rules.
Okay, and I wasn't even in the game. But anyway, Tookie Williams story. So now that I brought up Tookie Williams, because we're talking about redemption, you thought I forgot where I was headed. I didn't forget, because the code talks about redemption. It's called word association. Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors for the purpose of making advances to Federal Reserve banks through the Federal Reserve agents, the minor banks, through the Federal Reserve agents as hereinafter set forth and for no other purposes. So I simply told the court, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no access to money. Federal Reserve notes, I can't use that. That is for Federal Reserve. I'm sorry, ShizNIK. That ShizNIK is for the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and the Federal Reserve banks. That ShizNIK is not for me. Okay? That's what I told the court. Okay, I just didn't. I used the asterisk and the question mark and the X and the quotations. That's how I used it. But I told that to the judge. Anyway, the said notes shall be obligations of the United States and shall be receivable by all national and member banks and the Federal Reserve banks for all taxes, customs, and other public dues. Ladies and gentlemen, not for your bills, not for your rent, not for your cell phone bill, not for your purchases, only to be receivable for all taxes, customs, and other public dues. You're not part of the public, so you don't want that ever associated with you. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna keep going. They shall be redeemed in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, redeemed by whom? You can't redeem them. That's why you've had no success, because this statute doesn't apply to you. This applies to you. Federal Reserve notes are not redeemable and receive no backing by anything. This has been the case since 1933. This is your statutory authority, but that's not a statute. Yes, it is a statute. What the f you talking about? This ain't no statute. The Emergency Bankruptcy Relief, the Emergency Bankruptcy Economic Relief Act of 1933, March 9th. That's your statutory authority. Okay, it's not the Legal Tender Act. Now, if you really want to learn something, go and read your Legal Tender Act so you can find out what legal tender really is. You'll find out that, as we talked about, Federal Reserve notes, it's not your buddy. It's not yours. You don't have a right. But we're talking about, I was doing some work for somebody. So that's the appeals court. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about obligations of the United States. Did a video a couple of months ago. Gentleman and I were talking about this morning because I was highlighting to him about obligations. 31 CFR 225.2. A lot of other people went to this definition and thought that they can interpret law. So they tried to explain to me what this was talking about. Yeah, bless their little heart. Okay? Bless their little bitty hearts. Okay? Audience! Stand by that door. So you're probably saying, why is he playing this type of music? Because I'm a music connoisseur. I play whatever I want. Okay? Alright, anyway, let's go on now. Don't y'all be messing with me, because I'm going to go call grandma. Y'all know how she gets. Alright. Section 225 under definition. For the purpose of this part, agency means a department, agency, or instrumentality of the United States. Okay. Watch this. I just want y'all to pay attention. Control C. I'm copying that. And then I'm going to open up this right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste and now watch this. You see where it says instrumentality of the United States? Let's stop you. I don't need you doing no more. Okay, watch say DEFENDANT. Defendant was an instrumentality of the United States, and then we're gonna put comma. Y'all gonna love me. Okay, we don't want corporations primarily acting as instrumentalities, because if you look at the Trading with the Enemies Act, the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act, Okay, it specifies that all caps name, you, that person that they keep saying is you, is an instrumentality of the United States. Give me a second. I'm looking for a case because there are several cases. They said there was a case I read. They said because a guy flew in interstate commerce, because he was an instrumentality of the United States and he flew in interstate commerce, the courts had jurisdiction over him. Okay, you see how backwards they is? Now my screen is frozen on me. It won't let me do nothing. See, it won't give my hand signal when I go over that. So we can just gonna have to wait for it to catch up. There we go. We caught up now. Okay. Misappropriated the title of federal instrumentality. See, this thing is dealing with corporations. I don't want corporation. Requiring an instrumentality to perform a government function does. Instrumentality further agrees. No, I don't care about that. Remember, you saw how I put the defendant was an instrumentality? That one says corporate instrumentality. Decision Jones, he argues, vehicle driven in interstate travel. I think that, there you go, that the United States failed to provide sufficient evidence to satisfy the interstate commerce element of Section 844 offense. Pointing to the Supreme Court decision in Jones versus U.S., he argues that the vehicle driven in interstate travel. Anyway, let's go there, because I want to see where they refer to him as an instrumentality, all right? Okay, and look, commercial activity, exception to an alter ego theory, the courts have quite naturally required the alleged alter ego to be directly involved. The defendant must be engaged in commercial activity in the United States, but that activity need not be anything to do with the substance of the lawsuit. You see what it says? It says that even though you're involved in commercial activity, remember, everybody in a federal case, everybody in a federal court case, doesn't matter. Uh-oh, gotta put y'all on pause. Y'all hold on a second, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Well, I don't really have to apologize because you guys didn't have to wait. I'm the one who was on the call. As you can see, this is the Department of Justice. This is brief for the United States as a palee. Okay, now, they wrote a brief. Okay, now what I'm going to do, and this is about somebody being in an automobile. Okay, you know, one of those people bringing up those arguments, I wasn't driving, I was traveling. This is one of those cases. How do I know that? Because I can tell by the language. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the whole thing over to Word. This is going to take a second. I'm looking for the instrumentality thing so I can show you the argument. Now, remember, this is a 2015 brief to the court. So give me a second as I copy this. Well, you can just do it. No, I'm not going to do the search that way. I'm going to do it the long way and the old way because it's my way. Because I did it my way, okay? Frank ain't got nothing on me. As a matter of fact, Frank can go eat up. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say here is we gonna do things my way, okay? All right. People gonna say, ooh, and I'm gonna say, y'all not gonna be putting words in my mouth because I didn't say nothing, okay? I'm not gonna do Robin Harris say, hey, can somebody put something in his mouth? My zipper stuff. I'm not gonna do that, okay? I'm not gonna do stuff like that because that's not this type of show. Hold on, instrumentality. Property used as an instrumentality affects interstate commerce. Did you see this? Property used as an instrumentality affects interstate commerce. A vehicle used to travel to a place of employment affects interstate commerce. Do you understand this? Now notice what they said. I want you to, because you guys doing all this, I don't drive, I travel. A vehicle actively employed to travel in interstate commerce is used in an activity affecting interstate commerce, even if it is not used for a business purpose. That's a lie, but that's what they say. Okay, employed in an activity affecting commerce. This is how they get see, under Jones A, vehicle must be actively employed in an activity affecting commerce. Please understand, this is how they're getting everybody in federal court. for affecting interstate commerce. Okay, criminalize carjacking to protect instrumentality of commerce. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, the all caps name is an instrumentality of commerce. And because it's an instrumentality of commerce, it is not you. See, Congress cannot regulate you, the natural person. Why? Because you would have to be in contract with Congress, because involuntary servitude in the United States is illegal. Okay? So this is what's going on. I don't need this junk. Don't save that junk. Let's get back to our instrumentality stuff. Okay? That's just me giving you one case. Like I told you, instrumentality of commerce is the issue. Okay, now I put court case. I should get rid of court case because that's defendant was an instrumentality. Oh, I said of the United States. It's supposed to be of commerce, so that's where the problem was. Ladies and gentlemen, light reflection. Tell me once again. Okay. Use of the mail or any means, facility, or instrumentality of interstate or foreign commerce. Now see, I put the defendant, relevant kidnapping statute prohibits the unlawful kidnapping in which the offender used the mail or other means to facilitate interstate commerce. I'm not worried about that. I'm looking for. Now, here's the thing. The government contends the statute is both constitutional on its face and, as applied to these defendants, based on the plenary power of Congress to regulate instrumentalities of interstate commerce. Okay? Now, hold on. I want you to pay attention. The government contends the statute is both constitutional on its face and, as applied to these defendants, based on the plenary power of Congress to regulate interstate commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, because the defendants are, remember, they call them the defendants. The defendants are indeed instrumentalities of commerce because they are non-individuals. See, each of the four kidnapping courts allege the defendants used the means to facilitate interstate commerce. Every single case in the federal courts is because somebody affected interstate commerce. That's where they're getting their jurisdiction. Okay? So they call the defendants in every single case, that all caps name, an instrumentality of commerce. And of course they are instrumentalities of commerce, people. I didn't even think about this before, but who creates the entity with the all caps name? Is it not statutory law? So they can control it. They created it. Interesting, huh? Looks like my phone wants to ring again, but it ain't ringing. Good, because I didn't want to answer it. That's why I paused, because I was afraid it was going to ring. Yes, I get afraid of my phone ringing these days, y'all. Whew. Defendant used or caused use of an instrumentality of interstate commerce, such as mail or telephone. Interstate commerce is how they get every single body in federal court. And everybody in federal court are always arguing the wrong point. Okay? Everybody is always arguing the wrong point. What is the argument? That's for you all to figure out. I'm only pointing out some things that you all should have known a long time ago. So let's go back. We're going to leave that alone. Understand, since it has been ruled by the courts that all caps name is an instrumentality of the United States, it means that every obligation of that creature is a government obligation. Y'all know this song, right? Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. Or should it be I don't know. Ladies, see? He was a friend of mine too, but I don't like Cisco. Whether the singer or the wine or the alcohol or whatever it is, I don't like none of that bullshit. I'm sorry. Anyway, Drew Hill was alright.
Custodian means Federal Reserve Bank. It should be comedian means Federal Reserve Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, obligations of the United States is what you need to understand. And that's what people don't get. This is all about exactly what the beginning of this act says. Definition, obligation of the government. Let's find out what a government obligation is. Let's look up the definition within the definition. Government obligation. Come on, Cisco. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is war. Huh. What is it good for? Absolute. The same group. Okay. Government obligation means a public debt obligation of the United States government, or an obligation whose principal and interest is unconditionally guaranteed by the United States government.
Your mortgages.
I'm sorry. Was I too loud?
Your mortgages.
Okay? Remember, your mortgage is an obligation of the United States because the United States guarantees and backs every single mortgage. That's why they're all insured by whom? The United States government. Okay? And their insurance of those mortgages are statutorily binding. Why? Because the banks cried, "Ooh, we can't get our money and we cannot gonna loan no more money out to anybody unless you guys guarantee." So Ronald Reagan came up with a guarantee. Do you want to see the guarantee? Hold on. Turn on my, I took it off. Okay. Single family. Uh-oh, gotta put my A in family, cause, okay. Uh-oh. Single family home loan guarantee, PROGRAM. Now I want you to pay attention. What I just typed in. Okay. Single family. Did I put G-U-R? I put G-U-R-A-N. I didn't put the A-R, and I do that all the time. I'm so sorry that I missed that A every single time. Guarantee.
The program provides a 95% loan note guarantee to approved lenders in order to reduce the risk of extending 100% loans to eligible rural home buyers. Applicants must meet income eligibility, agree to personally occupy the dwelling as their primary residence.
So since you're, oh, by the way, Section 502, guaranteed loans, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, go and copy this. When they take you to court, say, this is a government obligation. You know what I did with that government obligation, Your Honor? I paid it to the order of the United States government. That's right, Your Honor. I paid it to the order of the United States government. You know why I paid it to the order of the United States government? Because I know that the ownership of all property is in the state. An individual so-called ownership is only by virtue of government, i.e. law, amounting to mere user. And use must be in accordance with the law and subordinate to the necessities of the state. So I understood, according to the congressional record and the Emergency
Bankruptcy
Economic Relief Act of March 9, 1933, on page 80. Sorry, I skipped it. I went too far down. Give me 1 second. I don't think it's up. I think it's down. Yep. Yeah, I think it's down, not up. There we go. Page number 83. Under the new law, money will be issued to the banks in return for government obligation. My mortgage is a government obligation. That's why the government secures it and guarantees it. And because my mortgage is a government obligation, the money is worth 100 cents on the dollar. Because it is backed by the credit of the nation and it represents a mortgage on all the homes and all other property of the people in the nation. So because of that, I get to discharge that through the government by paying it to the order of the United States government under reversionary interest. That's right, Your Honor. Stupid mother, your holiness, your highness, your moroness. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, are you getting it now? Are you starting to see what's been going on
for all this time and nobody's been picking up on it? I've been trying to tell it to you all, but the problem is you weren't getting it, even though I was saying it, that the government, especially in the 1980s, told you. I remember that idiot, Ronald Reagan, getting on television and saying how the government was going to insure all home loans. Conventional home loans was the word. Conventional home loans. That's why they cover it up to 90%, ladies and gentlemen. Why 90%? That's why you have to put 10% down so it covers 100% of the loan. That's why they pay it at par value. Nah, y'all didn't hear me. No, you just said they pay it at par value. Well, you don't even know what par value is. The ones who do only know it because they heard me say it. Now let me do this so y'all get it. 7 C 1901.5. See, I keep doing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, must have you understand, servicing of secure notes, outstanding with investors. Do you understand now why they are allowed to do mortgage-backed securities? Because it is your mortgage that keeps the economy going. But you guys have already heard this from so many other people, that it is mortgages that the entire world operates under. Okay? We're under item C. I want you to understand, we're going to skip 1, we're going to go to 2. It says, on receipt of the endorsed note with the accompanying insurance agreement, the Director of Finance Office will acknowledge receipt of the note, process payment to the assigner at the par value of the note as of the date of the treasury check. When you sign that note, paid to the order of, you give it to the bank, you don't have to do anything. It's incumbent upon them to follow through, not upon you. The same as you do the 445 form. It's not your job to make the Social Security Department pay. They have to do their job as one of those agencies. Remember, the courts are agencies of the federal government. Okay, par value, the total amount to which the insured holder is entitled under the terms of the insurance agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see that? The total amount for which they're entitled under the insurance agreement. So every time they put that stamp on there, they get the total amount. Every single time. So we have some workers that have 5 or 6 different paid to the order of stamps. Every single time they're being paid. Remember, there is no money. There is only credit. You have no access to that. They will not give you access to it. But what you do have is the ability of letting them know that I am in control of that entity. That's what SATCOM is trying to do for you. Okay? We're working on the paperwork, but what's happening, and I will explain this because I think it is necessary. We have a lot of people that are being demanding. If you notice, at no time SATCOM gave any timeline to anybody that we're going to have this stuff done 5 days from now, 4 days from now. There is a lot of paperwork involved behind the scenes, not on your part. You take care of most of it, okay? Certificate. Oh, wait, what you doing? I didn't ask you to go no place. Get back where you're supposed to be. A certificate of beneficial ownership issued by the Department of Development, Rural Development, under the subpart. Certificate of beneficial ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? No. Whoo. I'm about to play. Y'all want to play? Certificate of beneficial ownership. I'm about to play. Some of y'all may be picking up on exactly what I'm saying. We're going to do sample. A-M-P-L-E. We're going to do sample. Certificate of beneficial ownership? You better be doing a certificate of beneficial ownership. Is a legal term where specific property rights, use, and title in equity belongs to the person, even though legal title to the property belongs to another person. Black's Law Dictionary. Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Okay. Beneficial ownership to a person who enjoys the beneficial ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, we already knew about the beneficial owner because we told you the equitable, the beneficial owner of the Equitable ShizNIK Trust. Beneficial owner of the Equitable ShizNIK Trust. We already did a video on beneficial ownership, but right here, you see how it did beneficial ownership? I want certificate of beneficial ownership sample. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. This is by Sterling Compliance LLC. We gonna pull up a sample, y'all. And I want y'all to let y'all minds and y'all's imaginations run racketly wild. Why? The reason why I want you to is because if you understand exactly what I did when I suggested looking up certificate of beneficial ownership, okay? Policy language simple, okay? You get to create one for your estate, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting this information from me, and I'm telling you, knock yourself out, okay? Have fun, don't get stupid. Okay, background, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network issued a customer's due diligence requirement for a financial institution rule, CDD, customer due diligence rule of May 2016. However, we are not required to implement the rule until May 11, 2018. Sample policy and procedural language. So we don't want a policy, but this is their policy. Now, and I believe because this is for financial institutions, so I would take this policy, I would amend it, get rid of their symbol, put your symbol on the junk. See, right. Let me show you. Cut. Okay. I'd keep, and I get rid of this sample stuff. Get rid of that. Get rid of that sample stuff. Okay. And procedural language. Put my symbol up there. And I get rid of everything in here that talks about Sterling and make it mine. And then what I do right there, I create my own beneficial ownership certificate. That's right. That's what I would do. You know why I would do that? Because no one can say you don't have the right to create a beneficial ownership certificate for your property. Okay? Wells Fargo certification regarding beneficial owners of legal entities. Okay? On behalf of the legal entity, must provide the following information. Certification regarding beneficial owner of legal entity. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that all caps name a legal entity? An instrumentality of commerce? An instrumentality of Congress? An instrumentality of the United States? So should you not have a certificate of beneficial ownership? Huh? I'm asking you a question. Answer me, mother. I'm sorry. That Samuel L. Jackson character, he comes out from time to time, okay? But I can't do him because I might let something slip that I ain't supposed to let slip because I don't use that language, y'all. The Commodores are together. The moments are cherished with every beat of my heart. My song. To hold you, to touch you, to need you to be with you. Come on. To be with you. There is nothing to keep us apart. Now we're going to open up the other one because we got to open it up, ladies and gentlemen, because you guys need to see the template for, and it actually says template for certificate of beneficial ownership. Look at that. Look at that. They even give you this little junk where you get the, man, that's all right. That is all right that they did that. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this thing says template. I don't want template. I want certificate. Okay, certificate of beneficial ownership declaration form. Okay, ladies, identificación español. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, do you see what I just did? Now, let's let them do it, because he just said beneficial owner definition. That's why I did that, y'all. We're going to bring it down just a little bit because we need to let y'all see it too. Hey, I didn't ask you to do all that. Oh, y'all know this song, right? Don't y'all know this song? Man, I know this song. This is my song. This is that 1970 something song that everybody and their grandmama listen to this song. Listen to the beat. This is by the Doobie 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 Ooby Wooby Brothers, okay? So it's What a Fool Believes. Okay? This is the song. So what does a fool believe? Okay. And this is where you add your definition of what you believe a beneficial owner is. Right here, y'all. Okay. In accordance with the EITI standards required of 3B1I, a beneficial owner in respects to a company means the natural persons, pay attention, who directly or indirectly ultimately owns or controls the corporate entity. Further requirements. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how I get started on stuff like this and how it ends up taking me here, but I'm letting you know that this is what I would do. Each one of you, I would say get creative. Okay, technically, we're doing this at SATCOM. It's already part of the process, but we're going about it a different way. We're going to add the certificate of beneficial ownership. Okay, get it notarized and everything. See, this one don't require a notary. See, we attach further information to verify the accuracy of the beneficial ownership information provided. The affidavit. Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? And no court can say anything to you about that you own the entity. Congress can't say they own the entity. They don't have a certificate. You have possession. They do not. But you're going to have to do that. Okay? The instructions are right here. Okay? Normally, you guys will see me going back and showing you where I got everything from, but I should have you guys going back. It's EITI Template Beneficial Ownership Declaration Form. Okay? Just that simple. It's I just looked up a template for beneficial owner because I saw certificate of beneficial owner in the document while doing the research. Okay? So, and I just put sample. You can do the exact same thing, and I'm advising you. That's right, legal advice. You can't give legal advice, that's illegal. No, it isn't. The practice of law cannot be regulated by any state. Okay? Supreme Court made that quite clear. If they can't license it, they can't regulate it. That's why every single time they ever brought up anything about practicing law, the first thing I show is show me where it's against the law for me to practice. Because then you'd be regulating it, then you'd be violating the law. So go ahead and let's see you violate the law. Anyway, gotta stop arguing with the idiots, y'all. Y'all don't have to argue. You don't have to prove anything. Okay? Rural development. What else was I looking for? Insurance agreement. Don't really care about the insurance agreement, y'all. But I told y'all, insurance agreement enlist form 440-5. Insurance endorsement in 44030. I would look up those forms. Okay? Don't care about the insurance fund. Insurance holder, insured note. I would look up these words, these terms, understand what you're talking about. Look at that. National office. The administrator or other authorized office of rural development in Washington, D.C. Oh, my song! I can't live! Is this my girl? No, this ain't my girl. This is the actual guy that did the song. I am so sorry about Harry Nilsson. It was Mariah Carey who made this song so important to me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a nice song. Whoever wrote this song knew what they were doing. Okay? The total amount which the insured holder is entitled under the terms of the insurance agreement. Okay, private holder, private borrower, don't care about that. Don't care about repurchasing, don't care about sales, don't care about state director, don't care about no reserve banks or rural development security. Don't care about that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. What you care about is this. I can't live. What you care about is an obligation of the United States. That's what you care about. You don't care about all this other stuff. We just found out what par value was. We have to stay focused and help you understand that all home loans have a government guarantee. An obligation of the United States is an obligation for where the United States has placed itself as surety. All home loans, conventional home loans, well no, we can go all home loans. How can you go all home loans? Well, it's simple, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. Not there. I think this is it. Nope, this ain't it, y'all. Remember, the ultimate ownership in all property is in the government. So it's all a government obligation. I can't live in this without you. So, since we have the fact that we know that these are government obligations, do you not understand that's why you... Hold on. I know some of you are just starting to get it, but you haven't got it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to prove to you that it's a government obligation. Hold on. That's why you pay it to the order of the United States of America. That's why it is mandatory. Here's your statutory provision for your bringing in a note that shows paid to the order in any court where they're trying to force you out of the home. Because once you tender it to the United States, give them their so-called value back, it becomes yours. You now have an agreement with the government under the Bankruptcy Economic Relief Act. That was an emergency, a serious emergency they called it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all I can tell you is I do what I do. Sometimes people pay attention and they derive something from it. But when I was doing the videos trying to point people to some new information about the TBA and the Federal Reserve Bank, I ended up getting a lot of people who, for one, weren't used to my style of communicating, but who decided that they were going to complain. Now, I'm going to take a laxative, and I'm going to take some more laxatives, and then I'm going to combine it with 4 or 5 other laxatives, and I'm going to eat a bean burrito with several quesadillas, okay, and then I'm going to drink myself a gallon of pink lemonade, and I'm going to prepare a meal in my toilet for those idiots who think they can come to my site and tell me how to run my site. Sorry, that's how I feel about the morons, the idiots, the fools, who think that they can bring their attitude here. And no, I'm not going to do no more internet famous videos because I realize, ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys a long time ago and I'm telling you again now. The people who watch my videos on a regular basis, these individuals are my people. Okay? These are my people. The ones who stick around, these are my people. Not those has-beens who came over to the site because they saw a title. That's why I had to change my titles. I couldn't put things like TDA in the title. Ladies and gentlemen, my people, right here. Okay? The idiots who want to be internet famous want this group right here. These individual viewers, they want them to see their names so they can become famous. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to my channel, subscribe! You're never going to hear that from me. I don't give a if anybody subscribes to my channel. The ones who have, the loyal ones who have, I appreciate you. But it doesn't matter to me. I'm not doing this to become famous. I don't need to be famous, nor do I need accolades.
Alkalates, like alkaline? No, not like alkaline, alkalates. What does alkalate mean? Go look it up. Then would you leave me alone while I'm doing the video? Why you always gotta talk to me like that? Because I'm doing a video and you always interrupt me. I'm sorry, ladies. Shut up. Yes, sometimes I have to talk to him like that because he gets on my nerves. And I know he gets on your nerves interrupting us every time I'm talking. Yeah, say something else. I apologize. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna let you guys get back to your day. But I did this video. This video is to culminate with the other videos on land patent. Let's do it for you so that you see it. Nope, not that one. Let's get to the land patent. The one about register your property the right way, land patent your property, and yeah, those, I thought I did 3 on land patents. Something's wrong. There's one more that was on land patent. Oh yeah, this one right here. The one that if you do this, you could possibly save your home permanently, really? Okay, these are all talking about the land patent. This video is to solidify that, to let you know the reason why you do that, because remember, it's a government obligation. Well, what do you do with a government obligation? You give the revisionary interest back to the United States. Isn't that what the law tells you to do? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you endorse your note, paid to the order of the United States of America, because you are tendering a government obligation. You're discharging a government obligation. And if all of you were to do it right, the deficit would go down, 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 down. Oh, by the way, when you tender it to the Treasury, let's go back to that code. When you tender that government obligation to the Treasury, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention, because I didn't say it. The law said it. Because remember, this is redemptions and nature of obligation. So what's the nature? It's a United States obligation. And because it's a United States obligation, what are they supposed to do with it? It says they're supposed to take it and redeem it at the Treasury for lawful money. Why? Because it's an obligation. It's a public obligation. And the Treasury is supposed to compensate them. So if the Treasury don't do its job, you bring that up in court. I did my job, Your Honor. The law says that I have to tender this back to the U.S., that I have to endorse my note this way. I endorsed my note. Here is my note. And they refused it. Well, I tendered payment. I fulfilled my contract, because the contract says that you will repay back the funds. Does that not correlate? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bon ID. Bon Iver. Bon ID. Bon Iver. Okay. I heard them on what's that? I don't like him anymore, but the Stephen Colbert show. He's now late night, but he was better with Stephen Colbert. He let the money go to his head. Okay, but I heard them for the first time on the Stephen Colbert show, and I like the music. Okay, so again, by law, you're supposed to take that government obligation, you're to tender it to the Treasury, because the obligation is a note. That's right, your mortgage is a note, an obligation of the United States, because they're all obligations of the United States. Who prints up the Federal Reserve notes, ladies and gentlemen? It's not the Federal Reserve that prints them. Stop listening to those idiots. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. If I'm going to tell you to stop listening to the idiots, I got to give you a reason to stop listening to the idiots, okay? Hold on. The Federal Reserve Act of 1913 authorized the production and circulation of Federal Reserve notes. No, it doesn't. Federal Reserve bank notes. Although the Bureau of Engraving and Printing prints these notes, they move into circulation through the Federal Reserve System. Exactly what 411 says. They are obligations of both the Federal Reserve System and of the United States government. The Federal Reserve notes and the seal and the serial number appear in green. Who cares about whether they appear in green, black, blue, or orange? What you need to understand is the Federal Reserve does not print them.
The Bureau of Engraving and Printing, or the Treasury, prints these notes. Okay? So stop calling them FRN as if they're coming from the Federal Reserve. They're not coming from the Federal Reserve. They're coming from the Treasury in their agreement with the Federal Reserve. Because they would have no authority if they came directly from the Federal Reserve. That's why they created the department, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Because they needed to give it some statutory authority. The Federal Reserve could not receive statutory authority. That's why their notes have to be printed through the Treasury. Bureau of Engraving and Printing is the United States Treasury Department. That's why they are redeemable. Remember, they're not redeemable by anything. The Treasury says it. Watch it. The Treasury said it. I didn't say it. The Treasury said it right here. They are not redeemable and receive no backing by anything, but they do receive a backing. Even though they say this, they do receive a backing because they're United States obligations. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2:16. I gotta go lay down because I got a headache. I've been on this computer since I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. 5 hours straight doing motions. And I'm doing this video because I figured that you guys need this information, because a lot of you just need these pieces of the puzzle to resolve situations. So I'm giving you your pieces of the puzzle. Okay? Have a good day. Have a good life. Have a good night. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.